A night full of drama and excitement at the Theatre of Dreams. Manchester United finally secures their first win of the season, and it wasn't easy. The game started with a gift from Burnley. Cullen's own goal gave the Red Devils the lead. The fans were ecstatic, but United's control didn't last long, and that became clear right after the goal. Burnley bounced back quickly. Foster scored the equalizer, opening the game for a thrilling battle. And here comes the star of the match, Bryan Mbeumo. He scored a crucial goal to restore United's lead to 2-1, but his impact went beyond scoring. Mbeumo created 5 dangerous chances for his teammates. His expected goals, XG, were 0.60, yet he scored a full goal, showing his efficiency in the final third. His expected assists, XA, reached 0.69, highlighting his role as a key playmaker. Burnley refused to give up, and Anthony leveled the game at 2-2, turning the match into a chaotic, unpredictable showdown. Just when everyone thought it might end in a draw, Bruno Fernandes stole the spotlight with a stoppage-time penalty. The winning goal made it 3-2. Let's go back to Mbeumo. He played the full 90 minutes, touched the ball 52 times, including 9 touches inside the box, and took 3 shots, 2 on target, 67% accuracy. He delivered 5 crosses, 4 successful, 80%, and completed 26 out of 36 passes, 72%. Even though he lost possession 15 times or lost some duels, that's natural for an attacking player constantly trying to create opportunities and threaten the opposition's defense. United finished with 26 shots and XG 3.54, compared to Burnley's XG 1.2, showing their attacking dominance and effectiveness in converting chances. This win is huge for morale ahead of the upcoming Manchester derby. Burnley, meanwhile, face a tough test against reigning champions Liverpool. In short, Manchester United has finally started the season dramatically, and Bryan Mbeumo was undeniably the star, scoring, creating, and dominating the attack. The question now? Is this the true beginning of United's revival? Stamford Bridge was a volcano. A disallowed goal, VAR stepping in twice, a thunderous header, and fans on the edge of their seats. In the end, Chelsea had the final word against Fulham, but the story is much bigger than just 2-0. From the very first minute, you could feel this game was different. Fulham lined up with the same 4-2-3-1 as Chelsea, as if to say, we're going toe-to-toe. The shock? Fulham actually scored early, but the referee ruled it out in a controversial decision that lit up the stands. Suddenly, everyone knew this was going to be a long night. Right before halftime, a cross floated into the box. João Pedro rose above everyone and smashed a header into the net. Stamford Bridge exploded. That goal didn't just give Chelsea the lead, it changed the mood of the entire stadium, turning tension and anger into confidence and belief. Early in the second half, Chelsea ramped up the pressure. A Chalobah shot struck Sesenyan's hand. Silence. VAR called the referee over. The decision? Penalty. Enzo Fernandez stepped up and calmly buried it into the corner. 2-0, and you could sense Fulham's hopes slipping away. With the 2-goal cushion, Chelsea played with freedom. Chances came for Estefao, João Pedro, and Neto, but they couldn't add a third. Fulham tried to respond through Jimenez and Burge, but Chelsea's defense was a brick wall. Man of the match, João Pedro. All eyes were on João Pedro, not just because he scored the opener, but because he was everywhere on the pitch. João Pedro had a standout game, playing the full 90 minutes. He was a constant threat, scoring the decisive goal that put Chelsea ahead. He was also highly effective with his passes, completing 88% of them. In duels, he was strong, winning 7 out of 9, and was even successful in the air, including his headed goal. Overall, he was not just a scorer, but a key player who contributed significantly to both the attack and defense. The numbers prove it. He's not just a scorer. He's a fighter who contributes in attack, build-up, and defense. A complete performance that made him the undisputed man of the match. And looking at his season so far, João Pedro now has 2 goals and 2 assists, directly involved in 4 goals already. A red-hot start that hints this could be a breakout season in blue. The final whistle didn't just confirm a 2-0 victory. It confirmed a bigger truth. Stamford Bridge is a fortress. Chelsea remain unbeaten at home in 2025. 12 matches, 9 wins, 3 draws. Fulham, on the other hand, suffered their first defeat of the season and slipped to 14th. Chelsea sent a message loud and clear. Beware, the Blues are back to reclaim the throne. A derby with everything. Goals, drama, VAR, and a star performance. In the end, Chelsea walked away with all the spoils. The big question now, is this truly the season where Chelsea return to fight for the Premier League title? In a stunning and hard-fought victory, Brighton have brought down a stumbling Manchester City, who collapsed yet again in the dying minutes to lose 2-1 and stall their title charge. Guardiola opted for his familiar attacking 4-3-3 formation. The most notable point in the lineup was the return of Ballon d'Or winner Rodri to the starting 11 after a period of absence. He aims to extend his incredible 49-game unbeaten streak when starting in the Premier League. On the other side, Brighton coach Fabian Hürzeler stuck with his well-known 4-2-3-1 setup. Hürzeler made just 3 changes to the side that beat Everton last week. However, the team continues to suffer from the absence of key players like Solly March and Julio Enciso due to injury. From the opening whistle, City asserted their dominance, and Erling Haaland came close to an early goal, only to be denied by a superb save from goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen. Despite City's sustained pressure, the deadlock held until Haaland finally broke through, scoring the first goal from close range on his 100th Premier League appearance. City's dominance continued well into the second half, but the strategic genius of Brighton's manager would be the key to the comeback. A quadruple substitution from Fabian Hürzeler completely flipped the script. Almost instantly, Brighton won a penalty for a Mateus Nunes handball, and the veteran James Milner stepped up to calmly send Trafford the wrong way. With momentum fully on their side, Brighton piled on the pressure in search of a winner. City's keeper, James Trafford, made several heroic saves, but he was left with no chance in the 89th minute. Rajan Gruda fired home the winner after City's defense was torn apart, sealing a massive and deserved victory for the Seagulls. This defeat deepens the crisis for City and raises serious questions about their ability to compete for the title this season. Nobody saw this coming at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Bournemouth, the underdogs, walking into North London and leaving with all 3 points against Spurs. And it took them only 5 minutes to break the deadlock. Evanilson, the man who just loves scoring away from home, saw his shot take a wicked deflection, wrong-footing Vicario and silencing the home crowd. It could have been 2 just moments later, when he found space at the edge of the box, but dragged his effort wide. And in the second half, Bournemouth had Spurs on the ropes again. Evanilson denied by Vicario, Brooks rattling the crossbar. Tottenham, nowhere to be found. They didn't register a single shot in the entire first half, and by full time, their XG stood at just 0.17. Compare that with Bournemouth's 1.45 and 19 shots on goal. Spurs' best chance came at the death, Udogie's header drifting agonizingly wide. That summed up their night. Frustrating, toothless, and uninspired. For Iraiola's men, this was a statement. Bournemouth aren't just here to survive, they're here to upset the so-called giants. Evanilson now has 8 of his 11 Premier League goals away from home, 7 of those in London. It's becoming his playground. The only sour note? Adam Smith limping off early with what looked like a hamstring issue. But when you walk away from Tottenham with a 1-0 win, that's a night to remember. Next up, Spurs face West Ham in another London derby, while Bournemouth host Brighton. Sunderland secured a dramatic 2-1 victory over Brentford with a 96th-minute winner. After Ruffs saved a penalty from Sade, Brentford took the lead through a header from Thiago. Sunderland equalized with a penalty from Lafay before substitute Isidore headed in the winning goal in stoppage time. This win moves Sunderland up to 6th place in the Premier League. Everton defeated Wolverhampton 3-2 in a thrilling match. Everton took an early lead with a goal from Beto in the 7th minute before Hwang Hee-chan equalized for Wolves. Before the end of the first half, Everton went ahead again with a goal from Nindaye. In the second half, Dewsbury Hall scored a spectacular goal to extend Everton's lead. Although Rodrigo Gomez pulled a goal back for Wolves late in the game, Everton held on to secure the victory. The match between Leeds and Newcastle at Elland Road ended in a goalless 0-0 draw, with neither side able to find the back of the net. The first half was quiet with few chances, and the second half followed a similar pattern as both teams largely nullified each other. Leeds had a slight edge in expected goals, XG, but failed to convert their chances. The draw leaves Leeds in 10th place, while Newcastle, in 15th, is still looking for their first win of the season. In a surprising result, West Ham secured a resounding 3-0 victory over Nottingham Forest. The game remained goalless until the second half, when substitute Somerville was introduced. He quickly made an impact, assisting Bowen for the opening goal. Somerville then won a penalty, which Paqueta calmly converted. Wilson sealed the win with a header from a Diouf cross. This win is West Ham's first of the season, moving them out of the relegation zone, while Forest suffered a surprising late collapse. Crystal Palace earned their first win of the season with a convincing 3-0 victory over Aston Villa at Villa Park. Mateta scored from a penalty in the first half, followed by a wonderful goal from Guehi. Sarr sealed the win with a header. The win continues Palace's strong record against Villa, and it ends Villa's 19-match unbeaten home streak. Villa's performance was dismal, and they have yet to win this season. And here's the league table after the third round of matches.